Machining time is very important in CNC machining because the operation of CNC machines is charged by hours. Some machines are $60 an hour, some $120 an hour, some may be more. So if a part requires an hour of CNC operation, if the machine is $60 an hour, the machining cost of this part is already $60. Therefore, machining time must be well balanced by having the right cutter, feed and speed, depth of cuts, and many other factors. In this video, I'm going to show you how the size of the cutter can positively or negatively affect machining time. For example, here is an 8 by 5 by 2.5 block. This is the top view of the block, front view of the block. I want to machine this surface just to face it. And I have 3 different cutters. I have a 1/4 inch and 1 inch and a 3-inch cutter. So if I use a 1/4 inch cutter, just go around this to clean the surface. Imagine that I have to do this so many times. This will increase the machine time, and this block will cost a lot of money. If I use 1 inch, I will have a lot less. And if I'm looking at it, you can see, oh, I can have about 5 times. And that's not true, because this in here, there's no guarantee I can finish the edge. There's no guarantee this material can be removed between the path. So I will have to have a little overlap between the path and outside the block. This means I have to have more than 5. I could need 6 or 7 paths. Imagine this is a 1/4 inch. You have to multiply all these by 4. So you're talking about 24 or 28 or 30 paths just using a 1/4 inch. This is 5, 6, 7 paths to do that. Now take a look at a 3-inch cutter. If I have 3-inch cutter, I move like this, so I still have this overlap a little bit, and then we move to here. I cut it. So by doing that, I have this overlap, this past this edge. I have this overlap to make sure that's clean, and I have this overlap as well. So 3-inch cutter, all you need is just 2 paths. So you're saving a lot of money by using the right cutter. Now let's take a look at another example. So if I want to machine something on top of this block, so if I want to make a T in here, the front view looks something like this. So this is the T, and then I want to machine it. Now I cannot use a 3-inch machine cutter. Simple reason, I won't be able to reach here, number 1. Number 2, it is not a good practice to have a giant cutter to cut a full depth. So meaning, what I mean is this. If I have a cutter, this is the front view of the cutter. So I cannot have a 3-inch cutter go all the way down like this and remove the material, because it will require a lot of load on the machine. So if the machine doesn't have the horsepower, it just won't cut. And then this is not a good practice. A 3-inch or 2-inch, anything over 2-inch, it's really good for phasing. Anything lower than that, like an inch, is a good one for removing a deeper material. So for example, if I use an inch in here, this is an inch, this is side view, I can do a 1-inch cut, go like this. So in this case, I cannot use 3-inch. It might be better for me to use 1 inch. Just go around. I do not have to have so many paths, because this 1 inch is large enough to move around in here. There's only 5 paths. And the problem is this corner. The 1 inch will not reach that. So I will need to use a 1/4 inch after, so that will reach to this corner. Now you cannot use this a 1/4 inch to do the entire operation, because there are so many paths. If you do that, this will increase your machine time. And also, if you are doing the 1/4 inch, your cutting tool is so weak, and if you do this, your cutter cannot go full depth. You might have to go a little less. So from here, cut once, and then go down, cut another one, and go down, cut another one, so that you are tripling or quadrupling the machine time if you're using a smaller cutter. So the right way to do it is to use 3-inch to face the entire surface. You only 2 paths, and then use an inch to remove the excess material around the T. Just like here, you remove them in here, and then use a 1/4 inch to reach to the corner. So you can go around using a 1/4 inch, just reach the corner, and then you can have this parts made by having 3 cutting tools instead of 1 cutting tool do the most. So therefore, by having the right cutters, and you will be able to minimize the machine time.